The first thing we're going to look at is the frame. What I did is I just grabbed some 4x4s. Actually, I had two 4x4s that left over from my project when I built my, let's see, my garden way down there. And I had two leftovers, so I cut them in half. I made them 37-inch high because I'm 6'2". That way I'm not bending over as I'm working on this little bench here. So I cut those to 37-inch high. I got 4 of them. And I basically took, I think I used 3 2x4s, ran one here and then one in the back. And I think they're almost 8 feet long. I cut them off a little bit, that way from here to that very end down there is 8 feet. And then I put some center braces in here just to work to be sturdy. And also I cut out a rectangle here for the sink to go in. Sink I got from, actually my son, he remodeled his kitchen and put one of those farm style sinks in, so he gave me that. So I cut it out, so I'm going to drop it in here, and then here these are just support for the wire that's going to go on top, and then I'm going to build some bracing underneath, that way for my little cart to slide in and out. As I'm planting, it will, all the excess dirt will fall through and I will catch it and reuse it. And then I'm going to show you how to connect the sink. It only takes a few adapters. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 adapters. And the first thing is, this is just your standard sink connectors that you find in your house. I believe they're 3/8 of an inch. And what I did is I got some 3/8 inch outside diameter coupling here. It will go on here. And then I got in the inside, this is a 1/2 inch FIP. So that's FIP, FIP stands for female iron pipe. So this will go here, and then this is a hose connector, and what it does, it will screw in here, and same on this side. And then I will put tape on it as well. And then this is basically just your splitter, and this is for hooking up your water hose, because I do have water hose, and I'm not concerned with, you know, once I being hot and cold, because I don't have hot down in the garden. Obviously it's just going to be straight fed in from the garden hose, so it will split out, and either way you turn it on with the little knob, it will provide water. So let's get this put together. I believe this part is called, it's an adapter. It's a 3/4 inch FH adapter by 1.5 inch MIP, and MIP stands for male in, yeah, this side, the male in iron pipe, male iron pipe. And of course it will go in this part, which was the 3/4 inch female. Goes in like that. And then this part here, this adapter, it's kind of a, I believe it's called a WYE for the garden hose. It's 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch. Of course you got your 2 males right here, 1, 2 males, and then this one's a 3/4 inch female, and it already has your washer in it for your water hose to go in. So let's put this together and see how everything works. And you typically don't need the tape on these because they have the little rubber washer in them. Let's see if I can get that little rubber washer in here, but this is an old sink and that washer may be worn out, but it looks pretty good. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of pipe thread on it, and we will install it here, and then I'll crank it down later with some pliers. Good and hand tight first. Alright, and same with this side. Okay, I've got, went ahead and tightened these on first. I should have waited to put this on last, but I didn't. Ended up taking this one off, so I'm going to put it back on because it actually has a turn in it, whereas all this did not. So make sure you start from the bottom and work your way out when you're putting it together. Got it good and snug. Let's hook up some water to it and see if it works. All right, I have it put together and I see a small leak here. As you can see, ta-da! It does have a small leak here, but I do have the water running to it. And I think that's the only leak I see. And of course the water hose is leaking there. But that's just the water hose. So we need to tighten this up a little more, maybe take it apart and put more pipe thread on it. All right, there we go. No more leaks. Except from the water hose here, of course. But I took this off right here and had to put some more pipe thread on this one. And then I had this one over tightened because it just had it had a rubber gasket in it, the water hose gasket. So now let's give it a shot, see how it works. Awesome. Doesn't matter if it's cold or hot. Now of course it's all pouring out there. I have to put me a little plumbing. That way it runs it out the back of the garden when I move this to the garden. So I got the sink plumbing done. Next step is I'm gonna start putting some wire on and I'm gonna staple it on with my staple gun. All right, here we go. This is from, I believe I have this left over from Lowe's when I made a topsoil screen for the garden down there. And I used 1/2 inch, and this is a 1/4 inch. So it's a much smaller, hole here, a little square, 1/4 inch square. And I'm going to stretch it over from here all the way, and it is 2 feet wide, so I will have a little, no, it is perfectly 2 feet. That's right, I made it perfect 2 feet. That way I wouldn't have to cut this screen, except for the ends, because it's a little shorter than 5 feet from this end all the way down to this end. And then I'm going to, if I have a little left over, I'll probably just stretch it from here, over this, just for uniformity. Look, all of that doesn't really serve a purpose, not yet, unless I come up with something good to use this little area here for. I'm not sure. So, and also I have to create my little slide to sit, as you can see the little edge here. That way I can slide it under here like this and then slide it back out. So I have to come up with something. I may use 2x4s, or I might find maybe some U-channel I can mount under there, but we'll see. Alright guys, what I did here, these are the pieces I'm going to put along the bottom so that the little tub will slide in. Now basically what I took is, I took a table saw and I just moved the blade, like a 1/4 of an inch, not a 1/4 of an inch, but an 1/8 of an inch over and over and over until I got it wide enough that I wanted so that the tub will fit through. All right, here's my tub and it will fit. It fits in there perfectly. That way it'll just slide in and out, as I need it. Not sure how long this small lip will last, but we will see. This is treated wood and it has been sitting in my garage up there on my little wood rack for quite a while. So it's been dried out, and I put a good coat of sealant on it, paint sealant on it. So hopefully it'll last a long time. We've got a good knot there. So let's get this installed and we'll look at the table. Okay, I got my little workbench all set up. I do have I believe this will hold for a while until the wood starts to rot. Then I'll probably place it with some C-channel, some aluminum if I can find some. Just something to, so I can slide this in and out. And you can see it's already caught a lot of dirt from the peanuts I harvested. And I got all this out of a 4x8, I'll show you a 4x8 bed here, right up there, this one here. I planted that peanuts just 2 or 3 months ago. Somebody gave it to me from church, so I decided to do it, and it just populated the whole small bed there. And it looks like I got quite a bit of peanuts. Now some do look like they've got hit with some ants, but that's expected with the drought we've had. They're looking for moisture just like everything else when it's so dry. But yeah, this is working great. Got the water hose hooked up down here, as you can see. Let's see if we can see it. Right there, and it's not leaking, so that is great. I do have I need to get a little PVC and extend it outside the garden there. That way it's not dumping on that when I do turn the water on here. But that'll come in great. Gotta get the air out of the lines. And now I'm going to do my sweet potatoes. You know, time to harvest those. And these peppers really took off. Look at all these peppers here we have here, green and yellow ones. They're slowly turning yellow. Time to pull up the tomatoes. They did really good. Strawberries are starting to suffer. But hopefully they'll take off soon. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I did finish up the bottom rack here. I had some extra panel left over from building the fence around the garden to keep the deer out. I put some on each side to keep these from the wind from blowing them around, because the wind would just blow these all around the garden. So hopefully these will stay up here. Got the back and a bottom of cattle panel. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a pretty cool little table. Plan to utilize it a lot in the coming years. Dirt fall here, catch it, and you know, just dump it back in the garden. It even sifts it to, I believe this is a 1/8 inch screen here, and then what doesn't fall in, you just, you know, just brush off into the grass in the back or weeds in the back. But all right, hope you enjoyed this video. All the things used in this video, which was very little, bought from the store. Most of it was free. The sink was free. The wood, well, it wasn't free, but it was left over from this other project. So it you know, it did cost, you know, back a few years ago when I built the surrounding fence for the garden. And the cattle panel was left over, and then this, I did buy it. It was left over from another project that I didn't use it on. So, and of course the bucket here. So there was a little cost to it. Definitely wasn't free, except for the sink. Of course it was free, because it was my son's. He remodeled his house and was going to throw it away, so I snagged it and put it to good use out here. So it should last a good while, hopefully. Well, we will see you in the next video. It may or may not be in the lawn. It may be back in the garden down here. I really enjoy gardening. So I'll pull these sweet potatoes up, and we will see you in the next video. Hope you guys have a great day. All right, a real quick little sweet potato surprise. I planted sweet potatoes in that one little pot, and then this pot here as well. Just some topsoil in it. And this is what I got. Quite a few nice sized tomatoes. I'm gonna clean these up. And there's something that'll be some good eating. Look at that. Beautiful sweet potato. Nice big one. Looks like I got 3 really big ones. Look at that. 3 big ones and several medium-sized ones. Just a little surprise. Not too bad for 2 buckets of sweet potatoes.